Hey guys, so we spoke about how to become successful at interviewing for a flight attendant, what happens when you become a flight attendant, and now we're going to speak about a day in the life of a flight attendant, the real deal. I'm going to speak more about from a flight leader perspective, and then I'll touch maybe a little bit on international, but we'll start maybe a domestic, and then we'll do international, and then we'll go from there. This video will be a little bit longer because I think a lot of people are interested in what is the real job of a flight attendant, what does she or he really do. All right, so now you got the job, guys, right? Your first trip, let's say it's going to be from LA to Philadelphia, okay? And you're the flight leader. And I'm coming from this perspective because it's a bit more involved. So on the plane, of course, everybody has a position. Being on the plane is like a hierarchy. Obviously, the captain, he or she is in charge. And then they have the first officer, the person that's assisting them. And then from there, you have the flight crew, the flight attendants. And so the flight leader, the one who's in charge, usually serves first class. There are some airlines that lets the flight leader does what he or she wants, and maybe they can actually work in the back too, and they have somebody else service first class. Though when I was a flight attendant, I always, for the most part, try to do flight leader and take care of my first class passenger. You have to realize that people are going to be in first class of business or paying out extra money to be up there or using their miles or what have you with their freaking flyer. They expect you to be on point. They want you to know that you know what they need before they tell you. You can tell by when they come on board, by their look, by their headphones, by their computer. You should already know 10 steps, guys. That's what you're getting paid for. Obviously, it comes with time, but if you're somebody who's organized, who's on top of their game, who's OCD, that probably is a good role for you. And so there's leaders and there's followers. And it's not a bad thing, it's not a good thing. There's some people who just don't like to be up front, and we'll talk about the international aspect a little on in this video, but let's talk about the domestic first. So, I think I said Philadelphia, right? Forgive me if it's a different state, but who, you get the idea. So, you know where you're gonna go. You have a computer system, most airlines do, so you already know who's gonna be in your crew, you're gonna know what type of aircraft you're gonna be on, you know the time, you know if you're serving any meals, you're gonna know a whole lot of information before you even get to your base to check in, to sign in. I can't stress this enough. If you have resources at your fingertips, be prepared, be organized. You should not be walking into briefing people and going, okay, who's on my crew today? Who's showing up? Where are we going? Who's the captain? Excuse me? You had all the information way before this point. So people are like, oh, you try to be Mr. the name of the airline or Miss the name of the airline. Well, I guess I'm gonna be that because I'm gonna get a gold star today because I'm gonna be organized. I'm gonna be on top of my game, and then I'm gonna know what people need before they need it. Why? If you're organized, guys, there should be no question asked, and if somebody asks you a question, you should know the answer. So the first thing that happens, I would, the night before, or even an hour or two before, if it was a late call, I would put up my resource, I'd print out, I would actually copy and paste because you have everything at your fingertips. On these days, that smart devices. I would copy and paste my entire flight crew, their names, if they're speaking in different languages, their seniority numbers, where we're going, the trip length, the pilot's name, I would have everything. So when I got into briefing, I already knew what was at the hotel. If something happens, you need to know with the hotels so you can get delayed, change time. So this information. To get a briefing, and remember we spoke about in the first video, guys, about a crew. The first time you meet your crew, it might be the first time you've ever seen them. You may have a couple of tens of thousands of people. So the first time you do a trip, maybe the first time you meet these people. So you want to set a tone. I understand there's something called commuting in the flight world, in the flight world, with pilots also, which means that they live in one city or one country and they come to work. And so they're actually getting on a plane to come to where they're supposed to leave for their trip. Some people commute from Australia, Africa, Japan. Honey, look, let me tell you something. It puts on a whole other element. It puts on a whole, so if you're gonna be somebody who commutes, research it and make sure it's something that you want to do and something that makes sense. Sometimes the time that it takes you to commute to get to your trip, you're so exhausted. And I'm telling you right now, guys, if you're the flight leader and you set your tone and you come to briefing and you see another flight attendant who looks like they literally just got off the plane 10 minutes ago from somewhere, and then they're coming in for this trip and this is going to be a 6-7 minute trip, that's not that flight leader's fault or issue. If you're going to commute to come in for a trip, know the risk that you're taking, but be prepared. So that means that no matter what happened before you got into that briefing room, it stays outside the door. It doesn't matter. I don't have time. I don't have time to hear about it. When we get on the layover, when we get a break after the meals, honey, we can do an open moment on the jump seat. Right now, you gotta be prepared. Are you ready to go to the gate? Are you ready to go to the gate? We got stuff to do. So, you set the tone. You let everybody know that if somebody was late, if somebody's not looking on point, that shoe's not shine, that tie's not tied right, that shirt hasn't been washed, I'm just gonna give you a look. I'm not gonna say nothing to you. I'm not gonna embarrass you right now, but I'm gonna give you a look. The look I'm giving you is like, look at me. I came correct. So expect tomorrow, because we're gonna be in the hotel tonight, that you can come correct tomorrow. So I'm gonna let this one slide, but we got a job to do. People are paying a lot of money to get on these planes, and they expect when they get on the plane that they're gonna have a first class meal, service, crew. It doesn't matter what's going on behind those gates. It doesn't matter what's going on behind those doors. When you're on a plane, you are on point. So you set the tone. You make sure everybody knows what's going on. The flight attendants that are not flight leader, they pick a position that they want to work. So obviously, if you say make it easy, you have a crew of 4 people. So somebody's gonna be assisting you. I'm up front. There's gonna be 2 flight attendants in the back. So you get on board. As a flight leader, you have so much to do. So first of all, you have to make sure that the aircraft is ready. You have to let the gate agent know when you've checked all the emergency equipment, to make sure you have enough oxygen bottles, everything that's supposed to be on board, a first aid kit, any virus needs to be done. So you got to do all that. So the gate agents are jumping in, ready to board. Slow your roll. Slow your roll. We will board on time. Everybody will come on. Set the tone, people. Set the tone. Everybody's gonna be going 100 miles an hour. Tell me, bring it down. Bring it down. We're gonna be fine. I'll do a video one day about these unrealistic times that people put in to you to get out that gate and puts a whole lot of stress on a whole bunch of people. But that's another video. So you have to get that you know that you're ready to board. Now the pilot, he wants his trash bag, his coffee, his water. Let me give you a tip to these flight leaders and these flight attendants. I was actually on a plane just a week ago, and very nice crew. They were rushing to get out, and right before they actually closed the door. They closed the flight door to the pilot, and then the pilot talked about he wanted coffee and something else. If that flight leader or the person that was assisting him or her asked the pilot, first thing, honey, let me just get out of the way. You have to actually, as a flight leader, you have to brief with the pilot also. He wants to know who's on the crew. He wants to know if there's any issues. He's going to tell you if there's any issues. There's a lot of security concerns. He's going to let you know there's weather. It's going to be choppy. If you may have to sit down during a meal service. So it lasts nothing but 2-3 minutes. And you give a secret word, all this kind of stuff. So the first thing I do, even right when I get on the plane, guys, before I even check my galley, I put a trash bag in there for the flight deck. They're going to need a trash bag. They have all this information they get. Hopefully, God, by the time you watch this video, years from now, it will be all electronic. But these days, a lot of paper is up there. So they need a trash bag. They need water. They got to take water, guys. They got to drink, right? They can do restroom breaks. That'll be another video. So I give him a trash bag. I give him some waters, and I give him my coat, all that stuff. I do that beforehand. So while I'm multitasking, I'll go quickly. I'll do a face-to-face, see if they need anything. They're out my way. So now you got to deal with the caterers, you got to deal with the engineers, you got to deal with the housekeeping. There's so much going on. So there's about 5 different crews, 5 different departments are on the plane trying to get everything ready. And you know the gate agent got the passengers right at the door, right? You know you told them to give you 5 minutes, right? And you know that first class passenger who's flown more than you in all of the world, that'd be another story too. They're right at the door. So you got to control the environment. Give that gate agent a look. That look that says, you see me doing stuff here, right? Can you give me a second, please? Let me get this cabin ready, because when these people come on board, they may ask me a million questions. I know you got to take that pill, so you've been in the gatehouse for 24 hours, and you had no water in all these restrooms, but now you're going on board, you need some water for your pill. Okay, I heard it all. But for the most part, guys, to be honest, 99% of people are really amazing, and the 1%, I got time. So you got catering, you got that ready to go. Let me do some real quick things, guys. If you're serving white wine or champagne or something, chill it. Beer, chill it. I don't understand these lazy people that get on board, you tired. Okay, these passengers, you don't know their story. You don't know. Passengers do not fly because they want to, guys. They do it because they have to. They have to go to the interview. They have to go to a funeral. They have to go to a wedding. People don't want to be on planes. They don't want to be on planes. If there was a faster way and more efficient way to get there, they would do it. So trust me, people, your issues is not the passengers' issues. Get over it. This is the job you signed up for. So I don't understand when people try to do shortcuts or be lazy about stuff. If you got bread, how are you serving that bread cold? How are you serving that bread cold? You got white wine? Champagne, I know I like to travel. I'm in that seat. So I think that you should do just a little diligence and maybe chill the bear and chill. Do right, people. It don't take that much work. Stop being lazy. Stop being lazy. Just do your job. It ain't hard to smile. It ain't hard to welcome on board. You know you're going to hear the same stories and get the same questions. Is this your ride? It is what it is. This is what you signed up for. So, passengers come on board. You got a first class person who's hold this jacket like this jacket is infectious, so he can't hold it for 2 more seconds. Boo, I got you. I got you. Exhale, set the tone. I'll be there in a second, sir. You see all those people in this aisle, right? I'm not gonna stop traffic. There's people who do a whole bunch of different things, and airlines have different rules and regulations, and they have procedures. I'm saying this as an ex-flight attendant. Use your brains and your skill set to make things work best for you. Okay, so yes, you have a procedure of the way it should work, and if you have something that makes it work a little bit better, I'm not saying to rewrite the book, people. I'm just saying use your brains. If I have all these people in the aisle trying to get to their seat, I'm not going to fight to go to 2 items to get your jacket. If I have time and the gate agent gives me a break, which is not going to happen, then I'll grab it. Otherwise, you know the drill better than I do. Let people get on board, let people get settled, let people exhale, let the woman in the 25D run to the restroom in the back. Let them do what they got to do. Another little tip, guys, just about service and about being situationally aware, right? You see, especially in the last 10 minutes of boarding, people are rushing, they had a tight connection, or just something happened and they got to the airport real late, and they were running in that dredge bridge to get on the plane. Guys, you know you have 20 bottled waters. You know you have 20 waters. First class is not going to drink all that water. If they do, okay, you have more, you have big ones you can pour in the cup. Or if you don't want to use the small bottled waters, then pour. Guys, it takes 2 seconds to just give somebody some water and go, because you set in your tone, right? So this person is just flabbergasted, they're anxious, they think they're gonna miss the flight. Just give them a glass of water. What's the big deal? Ma'am, sir, here you go. You're on the plane now. We got you. We got you. Setting the tone is so important. People are gonna feed off your energy. And if you're calm, if you're cool, if you're collected, they'll be like, okay, we got this. So it's about routine. You have to set the tone from the briefing guys with your crew to let them know that, people are going to, they can say what they want to say, but, we heard that you're a hard worker, or we heard that you don't like to mess around too much. No, I don't. We're here to do a job. Somebody paid for a plane ticket. Once we do the job, and once we have a break, we can kick you all we want. But until then, we're working. Because guess what? If I was in that seat, I'd expect the same service. It's just what it is. So if you have a lazy crew, guys, the thing about the flight attendant world is that people talk. And so people will look at it's called a rotation, has all information of what the flight is and the crew is, and they go, oh my God, I heard about it. Yeah, you heard about me. We're going to work today. And when we're done working, we can kick it up and have a great time in the layover, but until then, we got work to do. So once you're on that flight, guys, depends on the airlines you're with, and if it's regional and if it's mainline, we call that. If it's a smaller plane, if it's a larger wide body, if it's a long flight, your day can change so much. There's some people who work 4 or 5 flights a day. Even the big carriers, if you do a big aircraft, you can actually work 2 or 3 flights. So people that are watching this who are not flight attendants but who are travelers, understand that flight crew does not get paid until that door is closed. So all that interaction by the gate, and people coming on asking 25 different questions, and this delay, the mechanical, you don't get paid till that door closes, and you know that going in. So just be a bit more patient with people, guys. And if this is a delay and this is the mechanical or something's gone wrong, be happy that the airline is saying, stop, we ain't going nowhere, Jack. If you hear somebody go on PA and go, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we do apologize. We have a mechanical failure at this time. We're going to have to see what's on and then find out from the engineer. Be happy that you're on an aircraft and the airline carrier says, we ain't going because we want to get there safe too. Honey, tonight I was supposed to be in Cancun. Now I'm going to end up in Detroit. So I ain't happy either. It is what it is. So just as the passenger, just ask you guys to appreciate what your flight crew is doing, because it's a lot that goes on that you're not aware of. And if there's a meal that's not missing, or the caterers gave her, guys, it's a plane that's steel and has microwave food and a seat. It ain't that serious. The goal is to get you there in one piece safely, and for the most part, most people are good. And if you have somebody that's in a bad mood, whether it be crew or passenger, we need to just check ourselves for a second. Guys, if this plane goes down, it's us. It's us. You pray to God the plane lands safe, and these pilots are trained to do what they got to do and get it there safely. But you also, the flight attendant skills kick in. And at that time, it don't matter if you're 1 Atom or 35 Bravo, it doesn't matter. What matters is everybody gets on that plane alive and healthy and safe. And at that time, I'm going to touch real quickly before I end this video. We got to treat each other a bit better. This is my space, it's my bin, my seat. Guys, at the end of the day, it don't matter a damn bit. It doesn't matter. We're all in this vessel. It's a machine. It's a plane, and it goes from point A to point B. And I always call it the best social experiment in the world, because it's the one place in the world where it doesn't matter what color skin you have, what religion you are, what sex you are, who you sleep with at night. You all have to cohabitate for that half an hour to 23 hours. And for the most part, it works pretty well. It really does. So we go back to the day in life of flight attendant. You gotta be flexible, be on top of your game, be prepared, be organized. You did the work, people. And if you're the flight leader, then you gotta set the tone. Real quickly on international. So guys, on international, you have somebody who's a purser for the most airlines. There's a purser who's in charge of the entire aircraft inside as a flight attendant. And then in the back, you usually have somebody who's called a coordinator, who's in charge of the economy cabin. And they basically have the same responsibilities. Obviously, for hierarchy, the purser is basically the one in charge. It's a lot of work when you work in a wide body, larger aircraft for long haul. A long haul usually means you're going from domestic to international, international back to domestic, and there's a bit more nuances involved. But even those are harder. And I'm just going to a quick tip for folks. Usually somebody who's junior works, it's called a galley position. I spoke about galley in my first video. A galley basically is the kitchen of the aircraft. And the more senior you are, the better position you choose. But there's a lot of flight attendants who work, if it's a long haul, if it's international flight, they don't want to work up front because they think business passengers are the most, high maintenance people. That's me. When I travel, I try to spoil myself. I'm going to be up there because I know what comes with it. So there's a lot of flight attendants who don't want to or do not prefer to work in business because they think that it's going to be more work. People are more high maintenance. If you thought about it, think about this, guys. You have anywhere from 24 to 36, 38 seats in business. Okay, you can have 280, 300 people in the bag. Now, you need to work. How many call lights are going to go out in the bag and people asking for this, asking for that? Maybe you have never traveled because remember, people in business season travels for the most part, or the company's paying for the ticket, or they're a celebrity or whatever. Okay, we're all the same. I've had every nuts and crannies up there, right? To me, it's like, okay, if somebody's high maintenance, as long as they get the alcohol and their food hot, and then you know what they want, give you the tea, and you say anything else, and they're back in the pillow, they're good. They're gonna go to bed, or they're gonna work the entire flight. In economy, times out by 50. So I never understood. And please leave comments here. Let me give me your feedback on this. I don't understand flight attendants who despise business. And there's a great "Come Fly With Me" episode with Penny. She's sitting there and drinking her champagne, and she's like, "Oh my goodness." To me, and the thing is, I just think business is a bit easier. I mean, because I like nice things, and I'm a regular guy too, but I spoil myself when I travel. I'm like, okay, so you already know what they want. You already know what's going to please them. So I think it's a bit easier. Anyway, so I think kind of pull back on the flight attendant videos for a bit. I'm going to start talking about other travel stuff and cruises and traveling as a solo traveler, traveling outside the United States and discovering new places and just being a part of this world, guys. It's only us. All right, love yourself. Take care. Ciao.